Welcome to a very rainy day at Hong Kong Disneyland, but also the first day of the Star Wars Tomorrowland Takeover. Despite the rain, I was really excited to see what kind of merchandise Disney had come up with and how they changed those rides. I pretty much headed straight for Tomorrowland once I entered the resort, went to Hyperspace Mountain, loved the ride, did it many times during the day, and was rather infatuated by most of the merchandise at the store after I exited the ride. There were some very cool t-shirts, rad dresses, an awesome lightsaber umbrella, amongst other things. It was pretty hard to leave without buying everything. Next up, I went to the famous Disney castle and amused myself watching people pose for photos. I went to the Wild West or Deep South or Hicksville side of Disneyland, where everything was themed like an old saloon, like an old mining town, with cool interactive things for kids, a nice large area for people to walk around, and a pretty authentic mining style roller coaster. Next up, I went to Mystic Manor, where an old man and his pet monkey told me a tale that was brought to life by impressive animatronics. And then it was time for Toy Story Land. I am a large fan of Toy Story. This was very exciting for me. The toy soldier parachute flying up and down thing was probably the most adrenaline pumped ride, but Slinky was pretty cool too, and definitely a nice one for younger children. I was just really impressed in general by how much I felt like a toy in this environment, how larger than life everything was. It was awesome. After an epic time at Toy Story Land, I went to Fantasyland and found the Enchanted Forest, where I had a crazy little walk around looking at all sorts of majestic corners, really cute details, kind of a maze-style setup with a castle in the center. There was a wonderful frame to have your picture taken through, quite a few of them, but this was the result of me trying to take a selfie through one. My arms weren't long enough. It's the kind of place where you need to go with somebody. A lot of the activities within the Enchanted Forest require 2 people or more to activate them, but I enjoyed the walkthrough. I was really looking forward to meeting and finding Tinkerbell there. She was nowhere to be seen because of the rain, so that was a letdown. So back into Fantasyland I go. There are Dumbos flying around, traditional, old school, really rad kind of carnival. Carnival? What do you call them? Carousel! Carousels going round. Quite a magical, traditional theme park from the yesteryear that I guess Disney originated from. Fantasyland was also where I finally found a vegetarian meal, nothing to write home about, mushrooms and carrots and rice, which I left for the birds, who absolutely loved it. After lunch, I headed to Disney's It's a Small World dark water-based ride. Originally built in 1964 for the New York World's Fair, it is now a ride found in each of the Disneylands, probably the oldest ride still in operation. Guests climb into boats and are taken on a 15-minute tour around the world, with hundreds of animatronic dolls that look more and more vintage with every passing year, dressed in the national costume of the country they represent, and singing It's a Small World in their national language. Now, as amazing as the attention to detail is in this ride, and as much as I love the inclusion of Disney characters in the relevant landscapes they are dreamed to be from, this ride has always been a slightly eerie experience for me. There is so much motion, so many things moving and spinning around in different directions with different styles of lighting and lights flashing and hundreds of moving dolls, all of which are interacting with each other, always makes me feel a little bit lonely and slightly alienated, and on top of that, a dark funhouse style ride with moving, slightly old-fashioned dolls seems like an almost certain stage for a horror movie or a really bad trip. Maybe I'm just crazy. This is the exterior of the ride, and the photograph is thanks to a lovely security guard.
I'm in the mood for food.
Things always happen to me.
Who was my last new ride? So I headed through the castle for a photo, and then to Tomorrowland for a photo with R2-D2. And then from that photo I went to the gift shop, where I absolutely crumbled and bought a Star Wars dress. I have a photo thanks to these two.
Bye guys.
I then revisited the Buzz Lightyear ride, went to go and watch the final procession of crazy ass lights and Disney princesses, the first it seems of the day. And then I stuck around for the fireworks display, which was an hour later and fantastic.